Hello everyone and welcome to Bevins Bricks, and I am super excited today because I just got another big order from Brick Loot so I could do some more work on my Avengers Tower. And as I'm sure you could guess by the thumbnail, it is the Hall of Armor. Anyway, if this is something that interests you, stick around because it's coming up. And without further ado, here it is. Now, keep in mind, I still have a lot of work to do, and I still have to hide the wires and a few other things. But for the most part, this is what's going into my Avengers Tower. Now, it'll be located a little bit differently, but the thing is, just like everything else I've been putting in my Avengers Tower, once it's placed in there, it's kind of hard to see the details up close and personal. So I wanted to take a moment and show you guys some of the work that I've done and some of the things that I've done to accomplish and get the lighting effects that I actually have here. To start with, one of the first things I want to say is everything done with the lighting is done with Brick Loot lights, as they make some amazing products. And everything that is done with this mock right here was done by them, or I shouldn't say by them, but by using their lights. And if you're interested in some of the Brick Loot products, don't forget to check out the link below in the description of this video, as again, you will not be disappointed. Ever since they sent me their little variety pack to try them out, I have been buying their products left and right. Anyway, though, let's kind of dig into some of the details that I have going on here. One of the first things you'll notice is that the HUD display in front of Tony Stark is illuminated, and that was by using one of Brick Loot's 1x2 blue LEDs. And then the inside of this little turret here that the Iron Man figure is on also has a blue LED light in it as well. And that's what gives it that glow. And let me just show you once again, that's what gives it that glow when the lights are off, because you have a really beautiful blue glow. Now, up here, you'll also notice that I have a blue glow as well. But believe it or not, those are white lights behind that. And I'm leaving the lights turned off for a second just so I can explain. As you can tell, you can clearly see the colors of all the Iron Man minifigs because the light above them is white. What I simply did is I put the white light up inside of there, and then I've placed some 1x2 translucent dark blue bricks in front of them. That way I got that nice beautiful glow of the deep blue, but I still have the white to give me all the different close up and personal details of the Iron Man figures. Now let me bring one of those a little closer for you just so you can see what I mean. Again, this is one of the halls of armor, and if you look up in there, there is a 1x2 white LED brick in there. And all I simply did is I placed that up in there. I put a round 2x2 to hold it into place just to make sure it didn't pop out. And if you look real closely, you can see I just tucked the little bit of extra wire that was there up inside and be above that little translucent piece. And then, like I said, I put the translucent blue blocks in front of it, and it really gives it a very cool looking appearance. Now, when this is physically in my Avengers Tower, in the way that I have to do the plugs, it looks a little goofy right now. This is actually going to be on one side, and this one's going to be on the other. And then the way that I actually have it designed, and again, I'm just trying to show you guys what it's going to look like before it actually goes in the building, because once it's in there, you're not going to be able to see it. But these will be separated down at the far end, and you'll be able to see the elevator, the dummy elevator that I have running through my entire building, which is also where all this wire runs through as well. But I am so happy with this. I didn't want my Hall of Armor to look like everybody else's Hall of Armor. So with doing that, I took the original plans that they had, and something I do want to show you, and I'm trying to twist this around and leave the lights on. Again, you can see that white up inside of there. Is once this is placed inside the building, because I have the stickered window pieces as well behind each one of the figures, And once this is placed inside the building, you'll still be able to clearly see all those as well, which is something that was important to me because I don't want the build to just be decorative on the inside of the building. I do want there to be some decoration when you're looking at the building from the outside as well. Even though you're really not going to see a lot of these interior details unless I'm showing them to you, I still want them to be present and known and visible. Something else I did is the typical Hall of Armor thing. Actually, let me show you what one looks like. This is how the actual Hall of Armor set comes and looks. And don't get me wrong, this is still a cool set, but I didn't like it because when I was looking for reference pictures of the Hall of Armor, for example, every picture that I saw, it was actually encased all the way around him, where in these, Iron Man is basically, his figures are standing in front of every one of these boxes, and I just didn't like that because then you couldn't see the beautiful detail on the stickers that are on the glass behind them. So the main thing that I did is, number one, I widened these out, so I have 4 studs in between each one of these towers here, as you can see. And then I went a little bit further because I know that Tony Stark's favorite color is dark red and gold, as we can see by looking at the Iron Man figure. And if you look real carefully, you can see that I have gold highlights inside and next to each one of these minifigs. And then I did a little more highlighting because in a lot of the reference pictures that I saw when I was looking at the Hall of Armor, the actual Hall of Armor in the movies that they used, you could see it was like a little yellow line that went around all the different robots that were in the Hall of Armor. And I wanted to make sure I captured that as well. And I thought this was a good way to accomplish that. Another thing I would like to point out, this is only on one plate, and that's fine. And I'm going to be building everything on the plates in my floor. But just like in the actual Hall of Armor, the actual robots were up a step on a different platform, and that's why I did that with mine. And I did that for 2 reasons. Number one, I wanted the platform step up, but number 2, I wanted to add some more little highlights of color. As you can see here, again, we have the light gray uprights, and then I basically have the dark bluish gray pinstripe, and then I have the light gray railings and all that as well, because I feel like that helps capture the appearance of the Hall of Armor from the movies anyway. Like you can see in this image, actually. Let me show you an image what I'm talking about. Now, mind you, it's not an exact replication, if you will, because, again, coming back to mine, there is no catwalk going around on the top of it. But because of the way that I built the inside of my Avengers Tower, I thought the catwalk feature was very cool to keep. And I'm going to be using the area at the back of my Avengers Tower for like a little workshop workspace. And then they can walk around on the balcony to come out to actual Tony Stark space. One more time, showing you this guy again here. Now, with this particular set, originally you only have 2 arms. I thought it looked a little better by adding the 3rd arm, and the 3rd arm is very easily added. But I did try to, as you can see, I did different colors on almost every arm and a little bit different texture on every arm, just to give it a little bit of a different look, because I didn't want it to look like just, because this is Tony Stark's workshop. And it's stuff that Tony Stark has built and designed, and nothing is exact, nothing is the same. And I wanted it to appear that way in the mock that I'm doing. So I did even alter the arms just a little bit to add some more really cool details to this particular portion of the build. Just to quickly show you where it's going in here, this is going to be the floor that the Hall of Armor is getting installed on. So I'm going to have a row of minifig Iron Mans on that side. I'm going to have a row of the Iron Man minifigs on this side. And then I'm going to have Tony Stark's workstation stationed right there in the center. And then this little area in here will be a workshop, and this will be a workshop here. And these platforms are what's going to extend out and over for the overlook, the balcony, if you will, over top of the Hall of Armor bots that are all going to be stationed in this floor. And also, just really quickly to show you, this is the Steve Rogers injection floor. This was my office floor, and this was the floor where Tony Stark was announcing the Iron Man project that he actually built. And anyway, that is all for this video. I do want to really quickly say, though, if you are interested in doing a lot of the detail work and lighting work like I am doing on my city, don't forget to check out Brick Loot, as they have an awesome selection of products. And once you buy Brick Loot, you won't want to buy anything else. But anyway, as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below. And hopefully, we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.